and welcome back to today's program. Now today is about shyness and how it can affect your life in a negative way. Before the break, we had 2 stories of success in battling this very common problem. And now we bring you someone who also went through the period in her life where she lacked self-esteem, and now she's coaching others with the same problems. Here she is, Claire Schrader from Making Moves. Hello, Claire.
Hello, Chrissy.
So lovely to have you on the show.
Pleasure.
Now, before you tell us what exactly Making Moves is, can you give us a bit of your background growing up and how you were as a youngster?
Yeah, sure. So I was always a very, very shy child. And that's partly because when I was a baby, I made too much noise. And so the landlady kept on telling my mother that her baby was crying as if she didn't know it. And so she had to put me in this bathroom, this dark little bathroom. And I think that was the sort of cause of it.
Okay.
And so both my sister and I, and she were actually my mother, it was really, really funny, but all of my early life experiences was all about repression.
Right.
So we lived in places where the children couldn't make any noise.
So this isn't normally, like parents don't see this and adults don't see this as a major issue because, let's face it, we like a nice quiet child, doesn't give us much trouble.
Absolutely.
But the only thing is, as you get older, then it starts to become a problem because that child may get socially isolated, doesn't develop relationships with people. Did that affect you growing up?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I was a child that didn't want to participate in anything. I wanted to stay I wanted to be on the sidelines, and so you know, I was always in that place of sort of hiding away and not speaking out. I didn't have the confidence to speak up for myself.
So when did you actually set up Making Moves, and what inspired that?
Quite a few years later, because I went into the theatre and did bits of acting and writing, and I got to a point where I was wanting to do something a little bit more worthwhile, a little bit more stable, and I went and trained as a drama therapist.
Wow.
And it was while I was doing that, I just felt so many people need this.
Because what kind of changes had you seen within yourself at the time?
Well, I'd seen through my experiences of doing drama, I'd seen huge changes over a long period of time. Okay. It took me a long time to really come out of my shell and build the confidence. And so when I started Making Moves, I wanted to make that journey a lot faster for people.
Okay.
And so because drama therapy enables you to work with people in a very safe way, which is the difference between that and people going to an ordinary drama course, particularly with some of the people I work with who are very extremely shy. I probably was somewhere in the middle. Okay. That meant I could do, I could do drama without, and I was older as well at the time when I did it. So so that's what started me doing it. So I learnt how to work in a safe way, which is the most important thing for people with shyness. They need a safe space, because drama is a terrifying thing for anybody with shyness to do, as I know.
It's brave, it's very brave as well.
Yes.
It's really good. Oh, well, thank you so much for speaking to us.
Pleasure.
And I'm sure you're going to inspire many of our viewers today.
Yes, I hope so.
Great. So thanks so much to Claire for sharing your story with us. So now I'm here with Rob, who's been getting some help and advice from Making Moves. So hi Rob, thanks for joining us.
Hi. Thank you.
Can you tell us a bit about yourself, what you were like as a child growing up and where you realised that you were really shy?
Well, earliest memories really of being shy and very, very shy as a child. I had 3 older brothers, sort of 16, 12 and 10 years older than me, so I sort of grew up in a sort of household of adults, really.
Okay, it's quite a big gap then, wasn't it? Yeah.
And I think when I first started going to nursery school and infant school, I had difficulties sort of mixing with the other children of my own age. Okay.
So would you stay by yourself mainly?
I was pretty isolated.
Yeah, I was as well as a child. Yeah. So how did that affect you growing up though? Did that continue?
It did really, into my teens and even into sort of early 20s. I still felt fairly shy, yeah.
What did you feel like maybe you missed out on because of the shyness?
Having sort of friends and good social life. I didn't have a girlfriend until I was about 30.
Okay.
So yeah,
All right.
Used to
So
have quite a bit.
did you have no friends at all, or just maybe a few close ones?
Not many at all, I'd say, yeah.
And how did that make you feel inside?
Yeah, pretty useless really and horrible, yeah.
Okay. But then obviously, I have to say, it's very brave of you now to actually be on TV. So obviously you've come a long way, because now you're being interviewed for TV, which is wonderful. So well done for that. But when did you actually come across making moves?
Only about last year, about 6 or 7 months ago.
Okay.
Really, yeah.
So were you actively looking for something to get help with the shyness issue, or did you just sort of come across it?
Yes, I did look out for something. Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of, the first thing I did was book some sessions with a cognitive behaviour therapist, which were good, but it was just sort of talking, and I wanted something a bit more doing, sort of activity.
So you were ready to sort of take it to the next level then?
I was, yeah.
Okay. What were your first impressions of making moves when you first started?
It was pretty tough, yeah. It was quite challenging. And,
Out of your comfort zone?
Yeah, that's right. It was, yeah.
So how has it helped you now?
Yeah, I feel much better, much more confident. I had sort of no confidence or self-esteem in myself when I first started going to the courses, but I'm feeling much better now. Yeah.
Is there anything that you say you've seen particular progress in? Is there a particular area of your life, or would you say it's just helped you in general?
I'm certainly sort of more socially active these days and more confident in talking to people and meeting people. And
do you have more friends now?
I'm starting to build up a network of friends.
Brilliant,
Yeah.
that's excellent. Are you feeling better within yourself and everything?
Definitely, yeah. I used to have this sort of inner voice telling me that I was no good, and that's gone now.
Now you've silenced that voice, haven't you?
Yeah, it's gone. I don't know where it went, but
that's
riddance,
really good. It's really good news. Well done.
Right, okay.
All right, well, thank you so much for talking to us.
Right.
Well done.
No
So now I'm joined by the lovely Marianne. Hello.
Hello.
How are you, my love?
Nervous.
But you're
I'm
being
breathing.
very brave. And I love the colours that you're wearing today as well. So tell us about yourself growing up. Were you always a shy child?
Yeah, I was. I remember even as a toddler, I will hide in cupboards.
Cupboards, really?
Yeah. So even as a toddler, it wasn't safe for me. I didn't feel safe to be with people and to mix with people. And
were you an only child, or did you have siblings?
Well, I was an only child, but when I was 10 days old, I was put into care.
Okay.
To a nanny who was paid to look after me 24/7, and she had 7-8 of her children at the time.
Oh, okay.
And then later on, I lived with my parents, where I experienced severe child abuse and neglect, which obviously reinforced all
Oh gosh, yeah, I can imagine.
All these fears, and obviously it doesn't stop. Once you go for child neglect and abuse, obviously the outdoor world is neither safe. You go to school and you are bullies for not being dressed like everyone else, and all sorts of things.
So it's just like a snowball effect, isn't it? Yeah.
So like me, I arrived, and as an adult, I was highly dysfunctional, but looking great in the face of the world because I was working at the time.
So you kind of put on a mask, did you, just to pretend you were
Yes,
okay, but inside you were
dead,
going through a really hard time.
Dead.
Okay. Did it affect all areas of your life, or was there anything that you say was going well for you?
I guess work.
Just
I was
work,
addicted to work. That was one of my many addictions.
Okay. So you threw yourself into that job. Would it make you feel better and just forget for a while, would you say?
Yeah, I guess I was working non-stop. So I didn't have to realize how dysfunctional I was in terms of I wouldn't socialize. I didn't know how to. I grew up without being spoken to. So I didn't know how to communicate. I didn't have, obviously, when you grow up that way, you don't know what your interests are because you haven't had the opportunity to discover anything.
That's true.
So basically you become an adult, and all I knew is work, because that I knew how.
Now you came across Making Moves, so how has that helped you?
Well, that helped me tremendously and is still helping. I'm still participating in Claire's work currently. And for me, who I don't find communication easy, verbal communication, I don't find that
I think
easy.
you're doing amazingly well. You communicate really well.
And I need to experience things. I'm very much an experiential learner. So with Claire's work, I use my body to express things. And when I feel stuck for words, at least I can experience it for my body
in another way,
which works better for me. And yes, helped me tremendously.
So Marianne, for someone that's maybe going through something that you were going through, what advice would you give to them?
Well, I'm a strong believer that we don't have to be a victim of our past, and I do not believe in that, and I refuse to be a victim of my past, and I have played the victim for many, many years. But that sends you into more and more a deep hole, and we can rewrite our life,
because it is possible, isn't it? Anyone can change their life, definitely.
And I strongly believe that, and that's the message I want to pass.
And that's a great message. Thank you very much.
Thank you.